Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to a Golden Jubilee FSU London at 50. This is the opening celebration of a series of events honoring 50 years of FSU in London. My name is Hannah Meister. I am the Director of Marketing for International Programs, a fellow FSU London alum, and thrilled to have you join us today. I would like to invite FSU London Director, Dr. Kathleen Paul, to open with some remarks on the celebration ahead.
Hello. Thank you, Hannah. It's a very kind introduction. Hello, everybody. Yes, indeed, I am Dr. Kathleen Paul, and it is my enormous pleasure and privilege to serve as the Director of FSU London. Thank you today for taking the time to join with us as we begin what I anticipate will be a marvelous year of celebration, a wonderful year of gratitude and celebration, marking 50 years of FSU London, 50 years of FSU in London. And what a remarkable 50 years those have been. 1971 to 2021, a history to be told. And I am looking forward enormously to this year ahead as we celebrate these events and students and faculty of the past 50 years. It's our anniversary. It's our Golden Jubilee. Just as we say in England, the Queen is not the only one to have a Golden Jubilee. We are having a Golden Jubilee, and we will celebrate in so many different ways. And we will celebrate together as we have a range of events and activities over the course of the next year. So thank you again for giving your time to FSU London and to help us celebrate together. I would like now to pass you over to three individuals who have a particular connection with FSU London and who are very much looking forward to sharing that connection with you. I look forward to seeing all of you at future events. Thank you.
I'm so pleased to be able to help celebrate our 50th anniversary of our international programs in London. London is certainly a world capital for all things, social, cultural, policy-wise, business, and in every realm. We've had 50 years of opportunities for our students to go there, to study, and to become really engaged in a world that's new to them, but also integral to their understanding of the bigger picture and how politics and culture in London have always played a part in our own lives here in the United States and everywhere in the world. It was a great opportunity for me personally, before I became a dean many years ago here at Florida State University, to be able to teach at our London campus. This was the beautiful, wonderful facility we have now on Great Russell Street in Bloomsbury, right in the most interesting part for me of London, just a stone's throw away from the British Museum. I was able to teach museum studies there, and with London having not only the wonderful British Museum just there, but also so many other amazing museum opportunities, it was a thrill of a lifetime. It was the first and last time I got to teach on our international programs opportunities, but it won't be the last, I hope. And I hope to go back and teach in London again. It truly was an amazing experience. We took advantage of being at the Great Russell site, which is truly phenomenal, to walk down the road to the British Museum. And my students and I got to have behind the scenes opportunities to work with the curators and educators there. And we spent many days working there over that summer. But we also saw a number of other museums, from the Tate Modern right there on the Thames to one of my favorites, the Canal Museum, which is built in an old ice house right on the river. It's a wonderful place to visit. We went to Kew Gardens, which is a beautiful respite from the busyness of London, but also is a way for museum educators and museum directors to understand how to offer great learning opportunities and experiences for students in that kind of a facility. I'll say that I could not be prouder of the work that's been done by our international program staff, and this 50-year anniversary is a really important marker of the excellence of this program. We have been recognized by the Association of Public and Land-Grant Universities as #1 in the country for our international programs. And the London experience, offered here now for 50 years, is a real high point of those experiences and that wonderful achievement.
I came to FSU 53 years ago, which was 3 years before the inaugural program of the London campus. I was not really involved in the London program while I knew it was going on for the first 20 years. However, one day I was asked by President Sliger to go to London and buy a campus. That started my journey with the London program. Went to London and we found 4 buildings on Great Russell Street, a block from the British Museum. And we ended up purchasing them after we formed a direct support organization to support international programs. We also created a London charity in which to operate the programs. We concluded the purchase of the facilities and started renovation. That gave me the opportunity in the summer of '93 to go to London and teach in the London program. That really broadened my horizons, and I understood the importance of having students in another culture, learning different ways, and seeing how business was done in England. During that experience, I also met a young lady who was there on an internship with the Fulbright Commission. Her name was Louisa, later became Blenman. She's now the Associate Director of International Programs. That started my journey with the London Study Center. In 1995, I became the Director of International Programs. We revamped the curricular offerings, and that started an area of growth. We were building on the foundation of many other directors and students who had gone to the London program, but we now had a permanent home on Great Russell Street. Subsequently, we purchased 3 adjoining buildings. So we now have 7 buildings with a stable muse behind them that we can offer classrooms, theater, we have a computer lab, and we have housing available for our students. It is a block from the British Museum and is central to many activities and monuments in London. We've had significant growth in our programs, and we offer a variety of curricular offerings, including we created the London Theatre Academy, which is also offering theater programs to students not only at FSU, but in other universities. It's really been rewarding to see the growth and to see the vision of President Sliger carried out. He knew that London would be a cultural and financial center of the Western world and knew that Florida State should have a home there. So it's a great honor to participate in this 50th anniversary of our London program that has meant so much to so many students and faculty. Thank you.
I'm so honored to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the London Study Center. This is such a special milestone for FSU because it represents the extended, unwavering commitment our university has had to international education. Our leaders understood decades ago how important it is to provide opportunities for our students to gain exposure to diverse ways of thinking, living, and being. Our faculty have remained steadfast in their determination to help our students better understand the world and our place in it. And our staff have dedicated their careers to helping students peel back the layers of one of the most amazing cities in the world, so that each of us could discover ourselves as we were moved by London's art, architecture, theater, parks, nightlife, politics, and people. The London program has hosted over 15,000 FSU students from 4 generations: baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and now Gen Z. And while the music and fashion and food have all changed, the impact of the experience has not. Find an FSU London alum from any era, and you'll discover that the years between your programs don't distinguish the depth of your love for our second home. London has taught us so much about ourselves, but also about the world. Things like how to appreciate art and literature, how to explore the theater and museums, how to take public transport, read a train timetable, and get lost and found on foot, how to eat things we've never tried, how to examine our studies through a different lens, how to appreciate people who are different than we are, and yes, on occasion, how to perhaps drink in the local pub culture. Almost every student fortunate enough to have studied abroad in London will tell you it fundamentally changed them, myself included. We can all point to forks in the road and identify decisions we had the courage to take because of who we became while studying abroad. Among our 15,000 alumni, you'll find judges and bankers, politicians and entertainers, entrepreneurs and healthcare providers, community activists and educators. But we're also parents and spouses, scout leaders and PTA presidents, Little League coaches, volunteers, and friends. And in each of these roles, we are better because of FSU London. I want to thank every one of you who took the leap to study abroad in London. I want to thank every one of you who played a hand in supporting and educating our students while they were on the program. And I want to thank every family member and friend who supported each one of us so that we could have such an amazing experience. I look forward to continuing to serve and support our students who plot their own course to our shared experience at FSU London. And I challenge each of you to find a way to encourage and support the next 15,000 students who will celebrate 50 more years of this amazing program.
I hope you enjoyed hearing from just a few of the folks who have been impacted by FSU London, as well as integral to the continuation and the growth of the London program. There are so many others we could have included, but don't worry, there is certainly more to come throughout the year. We are so excited to offer these events for you to reconnect with your London experience, engage with London as it is now, and support the future of FSU London. Besides the events, we invite you to participate in the celebration by finding your photos and videos from your experience in London and share them with us. We would be honored for you to share your memories with us, and they may even make an appearance in events later on. If you haven't registered for future events, there is absolutely still time to do so, and time to encourage your study abroad friends to join us too. In the coming days, you will receive an email with the registration link, information about how to join the FSU IP London Alumni Facebook group, a link to the recording of this event, and ways you can support FSU London and international education. We look forward to celebrating the 50th year of FSU London with you, and we hope to see you at future events. Thank you for joining us today, and have a great afternoon, everyone.